What did it feel like mentally being in a successful group, which is something a lot of people want to be a part of, but like
Yeah.
inside you're like something doesn't feel right here.
I don't think necessarily it's like something that didn't feel right. I think I was always conflicted with like cultural differences, mostly on a morality scale, I think for me, because like, I don't know, in America, like for example, I think something that's widely understood is like, in America, you're taught to question everything and kind of be a rebel. Like you make your dreams happen. It's all about like you. At least that's kind of a, I know that's worded very poorly, but like I'm just gonna as general as I can. And then Korea is very about team and being together and taking responsibility together. And like even a small example of when I first got there was like one person would do something bad and then like we were put on hold for like 6 months and I was like, why us? I didn't do anything. But I think I'm slowly starting to understand like why that happens and why that works the way it does. And I think
Why?
it makes sense because
What are you realizing?
I think I'm realizing that it's not. I think the morality there is it's not all about you. It's about us as a collective. And if one person messes up, then it's the same. It's the equivalent as everyone messing up. And we should have been there to
Help out.
help him or help that person make the better choice, but we weren't. And therefore we're collectively being punished together.
Did that push you to want to be a solo artist? Because then you couldn't blame anybody but yourself.
No, not at all. I left because of various other reasons. And I think it's very public knowledge that for a long time there was a lot of discrepancy and a lot of friction between me and like the label.
Do you regret that?
Honestly, I don't regret those things. I just regret how I handled it.
Oh, so you write a song about wanting your 20s back. So if you had them back,
Did you hear that one?
I mean, I know that it exists.
That sounds messed up. Yeah. Yeah.
What are we doing differently
What do you mean?
if you had your 20s back?
Oh, I think I would. So I was very much a believer in like pushing and working hard, and even if people didn't like it and it came off the wrong way, that I would try to do my best to promote the project that I was in at the time. And like an example of this was I had a YouTube channel. And it's crazy the hurdles that I had to jump to make this YouTube channel. This was back in like 2016 when vlogging was taking off everywhere around the world. I saw it in America and it hadn't really reached Korea yet. And I was like, hey, this is a really good opportunity for some PR. I'm going to do this. And at first they were like, you're crazy. You're not doing that. And I was like, all right. And I made a 30-page PowerPoint. And I ran around to like different divisions because you know like labels have like marketing,
Yeah.
SEO. I ran around to different divisions giving my pitch. Eventually they saw that I was relentless and not going to give in. So I did it. And then it did well. It did really well. I was averaging like 1 million views a video in Korea.
Sick.
Yeah, which is really cool. And I feel like that helped. It might have not been the biggest help, but it definitely, helped us promote a little bit and help us push towards the international market base. And they really didn't like that. So they shut that down. So do I regret doing those kinds of things, going against their will and getting on their bad side, causing friction to promote our brand? No. But I regret kind of like the ways that I went about it because I was immature. I was very angry. And yeah, I think there were a lot of conversations that could have gone differently and that I could have been more level-headed.
You know what? I got to give you a lot of respect. Like, by the way, I worked in a very similar structure when I was super young for a long time. Like at big corporations, like radio companies, like Nickelodeon, Viacom. And like I would do the same thing. Like if I felt, even here, like in Amazon, you should ask anyone. If I feel really passionate about something, I repeat the same shit over and over again. Do I not?
Yes, he does.
And I'll say it to everybody. And maybe I should do what you've done, which is like go back in time and like look back at how you handled business practices and like be introspective and like really examine it.
Yeah.
I haven't. I think it's really brave that you're doing that and then putting it all into music in a certain degree, right? 'Cause that's what you're doing.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
That's really brave.
Thanks, man.
And it also allows somebody to learn as they move forward, but also at the same time, like you can't also like hate on your passion. Like you believed in something very hard and it paid off because like you were averaging 1 million views a fucking video. But
Yeah, I think I'm just like morally confused because of all the results that happened because of it, because of all the bad things, and because of the culture shift dynamic that I've had to go through from cold to hot, back to cold, and like the reactions that I got online, and I just it's hard to understand what's really correct and not anymore. So that's kind of why I've been thinking so much about everything for the past like 4 years, I think.
so why would people blame you for anything?
I think it's like a lot of people were upset that I was bringing a lot of drama to like the group with like me being outspoken about a ton of things. And honestly, once again, did make a lot of mistakes separate of that. And I felt bad for those things, but I think I Want My 20s Back is kind of like, there's a bunch of people that I wrote it about. But I think the main thing is it hurts because I see people trying to erase me from the history of that band when I've written a lot of the songs.
Yeah.
I've spent my 20s there, and now I'm just being erased. And like I respect them fully, and I truly genuinely wish them the best, and they are going to be on top of the world, and they kind of already are. They're doing amazing. And I'm kind of, I don't know if I have the right to say this, but I'm like really proud of them. But besides the point,
Why would you not feel like you have the right to say that?
just because I don't know, so many people think I like, yeah.
Oh, it hurts you.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's something. Yeah.
Oh. Explain that.
Explain why.
Oh, I feel so bad.
No.
Because it is
don't feel
something
bad.
you built, and you clearly people feel like the perception is one thing, but your intent is something totally different.
Yeah. It's it's something. Yeah. I just don't want to cause them any more trouble.
Why would you?
Yeah.
I have this
Sorry.
feeling that
Sorry.
you feel like you've done something way worse than you've done.
Nah. It's,
No?
I don't know. It's just I don't like being a burden on people, and I feel like I've caused them a lot of burden. And I truly only wish them success. So that's where I'm at.
Does this weigh on you as you go and make your own music?
It's funny because I tiptoed a lot when I first came to America around sorry, my
That's
apologies.
okay. Don't apologize.
I tiptoed a lot around making music that sounds like the genre that I was involved in before. And yeah, so I tried a bunch of different stuff. If you listen to my earlier eaJ stuff, I lean more into like R&B. I lean more into like alt pop. And I really tried not to touch like straight rock. And yeah, it definitely does, because I don't want to step on any toes, so I tiptoed around it. But as of late, I'm starting to realize, like, hey, you lived that life and you had that journey, and you lived that life and you were in that path because you loved that kind of music. And recently, with this EP, I've started incorporating more of like the sound that I really love and that my heart yearns for, which I wouldn't necessarily say is their genre, but it has elements. And coming back to rock is like alt pop rock. I think I feel more real putting that stuff out. And I think the fans also, the people listening, have also realized that there's a big difference of honesty in these two different genres that I've been doing.